talk about what we're grateful for, and we make predictions on the Game Awards. Extra, extra hero about it.
Hey guys, I don't have a script on me, but it's a special Thanksgiving Day episode, so go to briefing room on Patreon, go do all the things. We're just here to have fun. Obviously, it's going to be November 27th when this episode comes out. We still have not even recorded the episode for November 20th yet. That's going to be in a few days when we record that episode. But, we just wanted to make sure we had our Thanksgiving weeks off and free and all fun stuff like that. Joining me is LMJ the Hitman on Twitch. Landen.
That's me. I'm Landen. My name's Landen. Hello. Good morning.
His name is Landen. He finally climbed out of the well.
I'm out of the well of the shitty fucking Comcast well. Man, I was out. Some bullshit is what that was.
I hate
Comcast. Go on.
I'll let you know what I said when I after I introduce Twitch's graveyard, Gavin.
Buenos dias, boys.
He also fell in a well and got out. But he's from
well life.
Yeah, but to be fair to Gavin, he's from Arkansas, so he's not used to all the wells in Indiana. So
you probably have more wells in Arkansas than you do Indiana, jackass.
No, not for this joke.
Nope, this is the most wells there's ever been in one place in the world.
You can't go 6 feet without a well.
Indiana is actually just a big well.
It is, yeah. Where do you think all the limestone comes from?
Whoa.
Limestone here?
Oh yeah, pretty famous limestone. Not a lot of people know about it, but a lot of fancy limestone. Let me tell you. Even the is it the Capitol building has Indiana limestone? But yeah.
You have limestone, but Arkansas has the only diamond mine in the U.S. So,
That's true. Very, very true. But this isn't a competition on states. We can both argue that both states suck.
That's fair.
But anyway, so after your internet cut out, oh, Gavin, you don't know about this. So when we were recording the podcast, his internet cut out. And he had just mentioned, it was a story about there's a big dispute between the director and producer of this game and the developer they had worked for, and whether or not they were rightfully fired or whatever.
Right.
And Landen just mentioned how he hated that game, and then his internet cut out. And so I was like, well, you heard it here first. Landen hates everything about this. He hates the people that worked on it. He hates the developer. The knowledge of the game made him leave.
Yeah, screw this. Disco Elysium sucks. I don't want to be anything a part of this.
But yeah, so that was fun. So it's obviously Thanksgiving week, right? I mean, this episode's coming out a couple days after Thanksgiving, but it's Thanksgiving week. So I thought we'd discuss, what we're thankful for It doesn't necessarily have to be games or, the podcast related. If you have stuff that you're thankful for either of those, this is a good place to talk about it. But just in general, what you're thankful for. So we could go in a rotation or whatever, but I just want to say I'm thankful for you guys. Obviously, I am not entertaining by myself. I'm a very boring person. I do better when I'm in a crowd, so this podcast would not be as good as it is without you two. You two carry me. And I thank you guys for that. And I thank James too. If you're listening, I appreciate what you did for this podcast as well.
Get carried, noob. Your turn, Landon.
Hello?
Hello?
I think you guys both cut out there.
Oh, weird.
Anyways, your turn, Landon.
Awkward, quiet silence. Sorry.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's going on. It's all good. So, you guys have anything you're thankful for, or do I just need to keep going on?
Video games. That is a video game podcast. That's dirty. Let's see. No, I love my cat so much, and I'm so thankful that my cat loves me and that he plays video games with me, and not necessarily just sits in the lap all the time or next to me while I play video games. I love it.
So I did not want a cat. I wanted a dog, and my wife's like, "No, we're getting a cat." She also said, "No, we're getting a bunny before you can get a dog," which I can't say any nice things about the bunny, but the cat, she does all the work taking care of the cat, and she's the one that really wanted the cat. The cat is always comes to me to snuggle and so forth, and she's like, "What the fuck?" So I appreciate that about my cat.
Nice.
Yeah. Screwing my wife more than I do.
Jesus Christ.
This is kind of the opposite of thankful. I do want to give a shout out to Kevin Conroy, my childhood Batman, who has died. And I am super sad about that. Yeah, not trying to bring down the vibes, but that is unfortunate.
Yeah, again, for context, because this is a couple weeks from now, that just happened yesterday for us recording. So, yeah, I saw that too. It's very upsetting. And what's even more upsetting is literally 2 weeks ago, me and friend of the show Cole were joking around about how every time they announce a new Batman project, Kevin Conroy's like, "This will be my last," and then he always joins the next one. Well, apparently he did have his last Batman project. And it's gotta suck that last project was Arkham Knights, right? That's
Maybe.
sad.
That is unfortunate. I don't know. That game might turn around. Hopefully. I don't know. Never mind. That is sucks. That's the last one.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. At least he got another game out, I guess.
In that game, Batman dies too. So I guess.
Oh God! It all came full circle.
Well, yeah, it's very sad. We make jokes, but that's just to ease our
pain.
ease our pain. But all right, Gavin, you got anything sad or thankful?
Normally no, but this is gonna show my alcoholism. I'm very thankful that I found my old bottle of mead in the very back of my fridge, and that there was a single shot left.
Nice.
A single shot of my favorite mead.
Nice.
And I found that like 30 minutes ago, and I was like,
oh,
I'm
man.
thankful that I found out that I have apple pie moonshine. I have 2 jars of that shit. I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah. I've heard good things about peach moonshine, but I have not had peach moonshine.
They have peach moonshine on one of the tables next to the registers where we work.
Yeah, I did see that.
They also had dark chocolate coffee moonshine with them when I tried.
Unfortunately, I got to buy new pants, and also in a couple days, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet comes out, and I gotta get on that.
You know, I just realized friend of the show Elijah owes me money. I know exactly what I'm doing with that money. I'm buying all the alcohol on that table.
That is a lot of alcohol. There's some good stuff on there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it all looks good, but yeah, I just hate how expensive alcohol is. And I'm sure it's only going to continue getting more expensive with the economy in the place it's at.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for me.
Yeah. I am thankful that I have a good support system around me. Because I've discussed this at work, and for some reason, every time I go to tell a story about me when I was younger, people are like, Jesus Christ, Dean, how could you? And it's like, I told you, I used to be an asshole. Like, I used to be an asshole. I've been working on it. I don't know how I can be more clear. But yeah, having people that are willing to help me go through my self-development journey that I've been on over the last year and a half or so. And that's actually how I got back into content creation, because I managed to get myself into a better place, and it's all due to that support system. So thank everyone that's a part of it. You all know who you are. Side tangent over. Yeah, so going into, like, specifically video games, I am thankful for Game Pass, because, man, have I managed to play a lot of games I would not have been able to play, just either financially or just not known about them without Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the backwards compatibility, like the original Psychonauts. I wouldn't have played that without Game Pass, because it missed me at the time it came out. And so then they announced Psychonauts 2, and I was like, how am I going to play Psychonauts 2 without Psychonauts? And it's like, oh, it's on Game Pass. Cool. I still did not play the VR game, which also takes place before Psychonauts 2, but that's because I don't have a VR system.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's as blessed to have a MetaQuest 2.
Well, sorry.
But yeah,
I do love my MetaQuest.
I am thankful for Game Pass, so.
That's a good thankful one. I don't use Game Pass enough. I tell you what, this is the opposite and kind of a negative one, but I am not thankful for PlayStation's whatever pass. PlayStation Plus Extra is I have the second tier, and I did get to play some games I normally wouldn't have. They were whatever. Like, they were okay.
Yeah.
They were just whatever.
And then you didn't even get to do like I mentioned with Psychonauts. In the PlayStation's system, you would have to pay the premium for that to go back there.
Yeah. And not worth it. At least not yet. I don't know if Game Pass was like the shit when it first dropped or not, but this sure ain't, and they need some time to work on it.
I think it was I think it had some growing pains, but it's not like PlayStation Plus didn't already basically exist. Like, they've had it for a while, and they've had PS Now, and that was also a failure. Let's just call it a spade a spade. That's why they put PS Now into PS Plus. But yeah, no, like, it's kind of like with Nintendo and multiplayer. There's a system that's proven to be successful, You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just do what has already been proven to be successful, and there's not an issue. It's like Nintendo. People have usernames. Like PlayStation and Xbox, they have usernames. There's no reason I should have to go into my menus, find my friend code, send my friend code to somebody so they can enter in my friend code through a menu in the Switch in order to then find me so we can play together. There's no reason I should have to attach my headphones to my phone and then my phone to my Switch just so I can play with voice chat. Not that people use voice chat anymore anyway, but that whole system.
Messed up, for sure. Thankful for the great games that came out this year. I had a lot of fun. It was a good year. It was better than the year before, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I gave Guardians of the Galaxy Game of the Year last year, and that's making this year look pretty fucking great. I'm not gonna lie. It's making this year look real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only think of 3 games that I've played that came out this year, but I know I've played more, so I gotta. But yeah, I really enjoyed the games I played so far that came out this year, and even games that didn't come out this year that have expanded. There's so many things that have expanded, like Persona 5 coming out on all. No one would have seen that coming. Even just earlier this year, January this year, no one would have been like, "Oh yeah, Persona is going to be on all the consoles."
Yeah, no, I would have never said that. I would never thought that ever. Like Persona, the fact that Persona is even on Games Pass as well. Persona Royal's on Game Pass. That's crazy.
Yeah. And there's a few other games like that where it's like, wow, that actually moved over. That's crazy. Yeah, now that you've mentioned that, I'm trying to figure out what all I've played.
Oh man, I mean, I played Sifu this year. I played Stray was alright. I didn't even finish Stray.
That's the one I knew I was missing at least one. That's one I definitely missed.
Horizon Forbidden West was this year. That was good. Elden Ring, obviously. I enjoyed that. I played a lot of Apex this year.
So there is a game that I'm planning on trying out because I've heard a bunch of good things and it's only $3. But everyone's talking about Vampire Survivor. It's $3. Okay.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's $3 and everyone's talking about it and like saying this could be like a surprise Game Awards winner, like just in several different categories. It's like, okay, I should check this out. I don't know much about it, but I just know I've heard a lot about Vampire Survivor. But yeah, no, the games that have come out this year are phenomenal, and I haven't even gotten everything that I wanted to get for this year either. There's just been so much.
I did dodge a bullet. I almost bought, or pre-ordered, I should say, Gotham Knights, and I definitely dodged a bullet, it seems.
Yeah. But like, even I'm going through the list right now. July, there's 2 games that I wanted to try in July. One of them I might still try. The other one I think I'm going to give up on. And that's Live Alive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Mm-hmm. Xenoblade's a long one, that's for sure.
Yeah, Xenoblade is the one I'd probably cut just because of length. It's just like, I don't know about that. I also need to play Cult of the Lamb because you guys
so good. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was so good. Very much enjoyed Cult of the Lamb. Oh, Among Us is in VR now.
Yes, I know. Actually, oh shit, did I miss that? There was going to be a big, there's someone I watched that does like this Among Us lobby with mods and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was planning on trying to get a lobby together, for Among Us VR.
It's
I
only
don't remember.
$10.
Yeah.
Pretty good price.
That would be so freaky though.
Oh, for sure.
I will probably get VR almost specifically. Like, there's a bunch of games, obviously, but like, I'm wanting to get lobbies together for Among Us for like mods and stuff. So once they start making mods for Among Us VR, oh man,
Yeah, it's gonna get creepy, I'm sure.
but. Oh yeah, that I forgot that came out. No one talked about that. It must not have been good. Uh, October, 2 different asymmetrical games came out. Uh, Ghostbuster Spirits Unleashed, which is something I have heard of and sounds like it's very fun. But Dragon Ball: The Breakers, I have not heard anyone talk about that. And it came out.
Yeah, I watched some good bit of gameplay of that game. It doesn't look that bad. I heard it was played terribly as far as camera controls and stuff, but
Yeah,
it looks like a really good concept, and it looks like it works. I think it
yeah.
might need some updates, but I'm pretty sure the only problem that game is having is that you have to pay to play that game, and that is a very free-to-play style game. Very much a free-to-play style game. And I think it's a $60 title. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, but I think it's like 40, $60, and that's just not okay.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Also, Bayonetta was this year. Bayonetta 3 finally came out, and it got amazing reviews, and I know no one who's played it.
Yeah. So I guess I have only played 3 games. I'm about to play another game that came out this year. But yeah, so far I've only played 3, and that's Pokemon Arceus, Tunic, and Lego Star Wars. I'm this literally later tonight. I'm going to be playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land, so I have an update for that later. But yeah. So yeah, that's exciting. It's great games this year. It's going to be fun. I'm thankful for how fun watching the Game Awards is going to be this year.
Oh, I'm excited, yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to start talking about Game Awards and like predictions and stuff?
Yeah, let's go into it.
So, let me pull up some of the Game Awards actual awards so we can kind of go down the list. No, I did not want that one. Not StubHub. Okay. So, do we want to start with Game of the Year, or do we want to do that one last? Going down.
That's the best for last, for sure.
Okay. I'll scroll to the bottom then, and we'll work our way up. And we don't have to talk too much about it. But okay. One of the awards is for most anticipated game. So in this case, most anticipated game of 2023. Last year, Elden Ring won. I'm looking at the list, most anticipated games, and only three of the 5 actually came out this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But 2 that fell out of this year are Starfield and the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And now we know that's Tears of the Kingdom. But so most anticipated for 2023, I'd probably say that one will go to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, because now we know the title. We have an actual date. It's in May. I want to say it's mid-May is when the game's coming out. Like, Nintendo doesn't really announce dates until they're really sure that it's coming out that time.
Yeah, there's so much hype behind that game as well. Like, everyone's just Yeah, that game's gonna blow up again, like for sure. It's gonna just whatever comes out around that game should be scared.
Yeah. Do you agree with us, Gavin?
Yeah.
Yeah, any other games you think is more anticipated than Breath
Dude,
of
I
the
don't even know what games are coming
Tears
out.
Tears of the Sun, whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
I don't even know what games are coming out then.
Well, a lot of things have been moved around and delayed, and it was going to be at the end of this year now and the beginning of next year.
I don't hear about a lot of games like that'll be coming out in the like when I find out about a game and I get hyped for it, it's usually because I find out about it through somebody else and I find out that game's coming out in like a month. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So like Ragnarok, I did not fucking know when that shit was coming out until like a few months ago.
Yeah,
Like,
I stay on top of when these games come out. I have to know and the details on what they're doing and if progress is going good or not. I'm obsessed with that shit.
Do you,
I knew what was happening. I just didn't know when, like at all. And then like a buddy of mine was like, "Yeah, it's coming out in a few months." I'm like, "Yo, what?"
yeah. Landen, do you have a GG?
A good game?
It's there's an app called GG and it helps you keep track of the games you played and stuff.
No,
I created I created one. I have not kept up with it, but maybe that's something we'll do as a podcast.
Maybe about that. What we're
next year.
playing and keep like a journal of what we're playing, basically.
Yeah. Okay, next two categories. I'll admit, I personally believe that esports are sports. I know a lot of people don't. But I'll admit I am not great at keeping up with esports. How about you guys? Do you guys keep up with esports? If not, we can just move up.
I keep up with the Overwatch esports.
I know a good bit about League of Legends esports. I don't know if that's an esport. It's more like it's
specific.
It's specific, but they're like, I mean, when they have a tournament, they fill up Olympic stadiums. With
The reason I ask
League of Legends is the esport. I feel like
the reason I ask is they have five awards for esports.
Is League of Legends one of them?
It's team, game, event, coach, and athlete.
Oh.
But I don't know if we want to cover any of those or just move on.
I don't know enough teams to compare other teams or think one team should be the better team than the other team.
Dude, esports athlete though, like I've gotten a fucking idea. So
all
like,
right,
is this like just across the board, like all esports games?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what his actual name is, but he goes by Proper, and he plays for the San Francisco Shock and the Overwatch League. And this dude, like, he was nominated for Rookie of the Year. This dude is going up against, like, he is going toe to toe with other people that are like the number one at a certain character in the game or whatever, or number one at a certain role in the game. And he is just matching toe to toe with them, and he's a fucking rookie. Like, you guys have got to see some of the some clips from the Overwatch League of shit that he pulled, because it is just disgusting, and I do not understand how he does the things he does.
There are definitely some nasty players out there. I just don't know any names.
Yeah, like there's one person, I believe it was, who was it? I forget which team it was, but they're both playing Sojourn, and like this kid he's going against is like the top DPS player in all of Overwatch League or whatever, and he's going toe to toe with this dude, just back and forth, like they're practically stalemating. And like every once in a while he'll pop off and just fuck him up. I'm like, it's disgusting. The thing that this kid is like first year playing in the Overwatch League, and he's just dominating everything. It's he's the whole reason why they made it to the grand finals, because like if they did not constantly just dive onto Proper and keep him from doing things, he would just destroy entire teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I nominate.
Okay. Well, you know
That
what?
sounds
I
good.
nominate that person too.
Yeah. Hey, I'm willing to roll with it. Like I said, that's one thing I need to get better at is just paying more attention to esports. Do we want to do content creator of the year? Because usually they come out of nowhere. But do you have
I watch the same 2 content creators for games constantly.
Okay, yeah, I don't really expand out either.
I mean, if I had to give an individual person, I think Barrett Courtney has done a good job at breaking out of his shell this year and doing a lot of new projects and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, he works at Kind of Funny, so obviously, but he is normally just their tech guy, and he's had a lot of opportunities to do special projects and special videos for special, different kinds of games and stuff, and his workload has definitely gotten a lot more, and he's done pretty good with it. So I'd say that's my guy.
Content of the creator of the year, the Dean Slater.
Oh, yeah, all right, good nomination. Good nomination.
I would honestly, actually, now I think about it, I probably would give it to a guy named Mad Vlad, who originally got popular for the forest content, and that was solely what he did for the longest time. He would every once in a while go play something else, but that was his bread and butter, what he was known for, and also to the extent of he played anything else and people just wouldn't watch, but I don't think he's played the forest at all this year. He's just been playing a lot of indie horror games and other things. He's played a lot of Phasmophobia and also other ghost hunting type indie games that are out there, and comparing them, giving their thoughts and all that. And he's definitely my kind of humor, which is a bunch of just over the top loud noises and poop jokes, which is definitely my thing.
Yeah.
But he's really broken out of the mold of just playing the forest constantly, has moved on to other games and such, and has found a lot of success with it. So I would nominate him for that.
Okay. Best multiplayer game. I don't pay enough attention to multiplayer games, so I don't know what's even coming out next year.
Well, is this most anticipated multiplayer game?
It says best multiplayer game.
Oh, for this year we played.
Oh, it's for this year. Yeah, you're right.
Almost all shooters come out at the end of the year, and we're there now. And I played Apex a lot this year. It's been okay. The content's been okay this year.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. We're on a year of what is it? Vanguard. God awful. Didn't like that.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is pretty cool. Oh God, multiplayer sucked this year. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It was a single player year. I play multiplayer games in between the bigger single player titles, but I went back and forth between Call of Duty Warzone, which I no longer liked. I was just playing to just fucking play. I played some Fortnite with my nephews and my brother, and I played Apex. And then I got Overwatch 2 when it came out, but they had a lot of problems, and it's doing a lot better now. And honestly, it's probably the best of the year just because it's the most polished and unique that I've played. I'm going to Overwatch 2. I know that was a long rant, but I'm going to Overwatch 2.
Yeah. What about Multiverses? Anyone gonna go
for
that?
Oh,
that's a good one. That's still a good one. Plus, they've done a lot of balancing, and pretty much every character's balanced except I think Arya Stark. She's still extremely strong compared to everybody else, but everybody else is fairly balanced now. And they just released Black Adam not too long ago.
Yeah.
The movie was not that bad. I watched the movie. It was not that bad.
So, yeah, multiverses could be there.
Okay. Best sim/strategy game. Guys into Sims or strategy?
No, but I know one that...
The only sim I know is Sims 4. Let's see.
Well, the the Marvel's Midnight Suns is about to come out, and I know it's not out yet, but it's gonna be out. And I was looking forward to it, kind of like at least watching some gameplay and see if it was going to be worth my money. I don't know. That's the only game I could really
So
think
would
of.
Would Sim also fall under the category of survival games?
it says best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform.
Turn-based simulation? Master Duel. You get
What
Master
about,
Duel.
I haven't played it personally, but a lot of people right now are talking Marvel Snap. Do you think it would fall in this category, and do you think it would win?
I've seen clips of it. It seems very, very confusing, and there's way
Really?
it seems confusing. Like there's like I mean, yeah, there's all the cards and everything, and then but they have like 3 separate sections that you can play from and everything, and it's weird to me.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's actually like really simple to play. So maybe it's just because you haven't actually played it.
Maybe.
Because everything I've heard is like it's just fun to play because of how simple it is.
Honestly though, I'd have to give it to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because that's just an old classic game that never really got a good simulation game for it. They had a few things that just weren't that great. Like you couldn't build your own deck. That with this, you can straight up just build your own deck, and it takes nothing to build your own deck. Like you can spend money, but you just play the game. Like I played it heavily for I think 3 weeks, and I will hop on there for a match once or twice a month, and I've got 3 full decks already, and I'm almost done with my 4th deck.
Yeah. So next one, best sports/racing game.
I don't know shit about that.
Okay. Do you know anything, Landon, or no?
No.
Okay, we can move on. Best family game. Best family gay.
Best family gay.
Best family game, which is typically AKA best Nintendo game. But last year, the only non-Nintendo game actually is the winner of that category. Last year, the nominees were It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World, and WarioWare. And then It Takes Two and It Takes Two won. Although It Takes Two won a lot of awards last year.
It Takes Two was really good.
Yeah.
Never got a chance to play it, unfortunately.
So for this year, for best family game, let's see.
I can't really think.
Scarlet and Violet are missing the deadline because the deadline was the 10th, right? So they're not coming out for another couple days, so they've already missed the deadline. So I'm gonna say Kirby for best family game.
Yeah, that's a really good. I think of some other shit that's came out.
The only other one that I know of that might get nominated, but I don't know if it'll be nominated, is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Oh fuck! Okay, yeah, I don't know if that'll get nominated, but that is I mean, I got to play a little bit, but the combat and controls in that is so good, and the fan service is so good. If that is nominated, I would say that wins. Yeah. What'd you vote for, Kirby? I don't know. Kirby had a really good year. Yeah. Oh, it could be Kirby as well. I don't know.
And I didn't. I just said Kirby. I didn't specify which Kirby because there are 2 Kirby games that came out.
Yeah. Well, if I had to vote, it would be the mainline $60 Kirby game.
See, I probably would go that way too. But Gavin, were you going to say something about this category?
No.
No. I don't play family games.
I only play things with speed, violence, and loud noises.
Best fighting game. Would you? Are we all in agreement that probably will be Multiverses. I can't think of another fighting game that's.
I think it's Multiverses as well. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Multiverses.
Mm.
I can't think of any fighting games that have come out this year that have made as big of an impact as Multiverses has.
Yeah, you said it perfect. Yeah, no one.
Yeah.
No, there has probably been other ones. Like I think there was a Nickelodeon Brawl, but it did not make the impact that Multiverses did.
Yeah.
Now next year, it could very well be Street Fighter, because I know Street Fighter isn't it coming out next year? That new one.
Yeah, that's looking real good too.
It does look real good. And I'm not even a fighting game person.
I like what they're doing with it, but yeah, my bad.
Oh, that's fun. While I was,
I'm not a fighting game person at all either, but I love Multiverses.
While we were talking, I was just highlighting and unhighlighting things, and then when we finished, I realized that all I had left highlighted out of me doing that was it was in the word designed, and it was IGN. Anyway, best RPG, which nowadays doesn't mean anything, because like they literally will nominate anything as RPG, even if it's more of a action game.
Everything's RPG these days.
Yeah, everything's RPG. So, let's see, best RPG that came out this year. I can't. Oh, Live Alive. That would be my choice. I haven't played it, but I love how good it looks. Another one that I've heard great things is Xenoblade. But I heard the ending, it gets a little at the end. So
RPG. Oh, no, that was last year. Damn. I was thinking of the Mass Effect trilogy. Which probably wouldn't even count, but I would still vote. Damn. I mean, does Elden Ring count as an RPG?
I guess it theoretically could count as an RPG.
Yeah, I'm going Elden Ring. I'm going Elden Ring.
Speaking of Elden Ring, the category that could also be known as secondary game of the year, best action adventure game. Because I think at this point, many people are of the opinion that it's either going to be God of War or Elden Ring, and both those are action adventure games. So,
Does Horizon count? I know it doesn't win, but does it count?
Yeah, I think it gets nominated for sure. Yeah.
Also, could be an RPG game as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, RPG is weird because it depends on how they evaluate, RPG. Because that's very inconsistent, because they're like, well, it has RPG elements, let's just nominate it.
I'm still going with wait, do we move on from RPG? Well,
yeah, this is action adventure.
That's right. And I'm going God of War, I guess. Yeah. I'm not even done with it, but I've got 8.5 hours in, and wow, it is a fucking trip. Unless it just starts going completely downhill. I mean, it's not looking like it is, and it doesn't sound like it is from everyone else who's playing it. I think it might be my action adventure, because it's one hell of an adventure. Definitely keyword adventure.
So, next category, in case there's some confusion. So, best action adventure is a game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Next category we're going to talk about is best action game, which is best game focused primarily on combat. And based on that, I might say Sifu.
That's a good one.
Ooh, yeah, Sifu was great.
That is focused primarily on combat.
Sifu was really good, and it had such great combat. Yeah, no, for sure, Sifu. Sifu combat, you feel like such a badass, but you have to work for it though. You feel like such a badass.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you gotten, what was it? There's a trophy / achievement for completing the game under the age of 25. Have you gotten that?
No, I get out of the first. I think I got it to where I'm on starting the third mission at like 29 or 31 or something like that, and that took a lot. That's like the best I've done.
Um, oh, this one, this is going to be a tough one. Uh, Innovation in accessibility. Um, so
Oh,
this is
I
this,
got an answer for this one already.
yeah,
God of War, hands the fuck down.
yeah. That's what I
Like,
was
it's
thinking too.
crazy how much is in there, and I'm not asking for it, and I don't need any of it. But like, anytime there's a tutorial, you just press one button, you just tap the options button whenever the tutorial pops up, and it tells you into the complete details of how you can change everything about that particular thing it just taught you, what's going on screen, what needs to
Yeah,
be changed, like, and it's so easy to get to all of it, and it's just it does a good job explaining what it's all doing for you and what it's all there for you to change.
just to get my little
My
dig
bad.
in.
Yeah,
You're
go
good.
for
You're
it.
good. Just to get a little dig in. We know that one game that's not getting nominated for this is Elden Ring.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, I don't think there's any.
No, there's not, because it's FromSoft. They don't care about accessibility. Their most accessible game was uh the one before Elden Ring, Sekiro. That was the
Right.
most they had options, and then they went back and decided to have less options again. It's like, come on, you're being praised for your options, and then you go revert back to your old way. Um, Gavin, you have you been playing around with accessibility settings in games?
Changes nothing about my games. Default all the way.
Yeah. All right, this one I can't speak to myself because I don't have any headset for it. Best VR / AR game. Do we want to skip that or?
Best VR game?
Yeah, VR / AR. So
Well, I have no AR, but VR, I have some experience. But all the things I've played that I like are from like the years prior. So I don't
yeah,
think Resident Evil 4 VR was this year, was it?
no, because it won last year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that game is
Yeah,
amazing. So I
yeah.
have no input.
Yeah, AR is like with Pokemon Go when you're catching a Pokemon and you see the real life behind you. That's AR is augmented reality. So like they just change. You can see the real world, but it's changed because they put overlaid stuff on top of the real world. I can't speak to this because I haven't needed any community support, but the next one's best community support. Do you guys have anything?
Hmm. And this is kind of a cheesy one, but I don't know. Epic Games is still really good at supporting their community. I know it's a mega
Yeah.
corporation, but they own Rocket League, and they're consistently doing stuff for the community in Rocket League, consistently doing stuff for the community in Fortnite. It's endless for Fortnite.
And look at what they've done since they purchased Fall Guys too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, and then Fall
Oh,
Guys, and what they've done for Fall Guys.
and then they just released Rumbleverse as well. I can't speak to the support for Rumbleverse, but
I haven't played any of that, but I've heard great things about it.
I have too. Um, Best debut indie game, which is a best game debut game created by a new independent studio. So for me, this has got to be Tunic because I'm pretty sure that Kinji, I believe, is the developer. I'm pretty sure that was their first game, so I would go with Tunic.
You say indie game?
Yeah, a debut indie game. So the first the first game created by a new indie studio.
Yeah, Tunic. Yeah, go with Tunic as well.
Okay, and then after that, it's best indie game in general. So this could be any indie developer, whether it's their first game or.
I feel like my vote is back to Sifu, mainly in that being that they made what seems it's an indie game, but that game came out 10 years ago. That's a full AAA title for most people 5-10 years ago. So I feel like that's an accomplishment, and the game's great. There's lots of content, and
was that their first game too? Because they could be in debut indie game.
No. They made Absolver back in the day, which I also played, and the combat was okay, but definitely this is an improvement from Absolver. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed Sifu quite a bit, and I really do believe it could, like, even it's been, since March, I think it released. They've had so much content. They've added easy mode to it. They've had more, just consistent, constant free updates for more stuff for it.
Yeah. So Gavin, you'll be able to have an input on this next category. Best ongoing game, which is outstanding development for ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Minecraft's
a good one. They did just have a big update this year, didn't they?
Yes.
I missed. I have not played since before the Caves and Cliffs, so I'm a little bit behind. It's been a minute.
Caves and Cliffs changed everything.
Yeah. So it's been a minute since I last played. But yeah, I do remember that they just put out a big update. So that's a pretty good one. You got anything, Landen?
Yeah, I think Fortnite. Not Fortnite. God, no, I don't play it like that.
I mean, Fortnite, I think it's gonna be.
I don't know why that came out of my mouth. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean,
Apex.
I think Apex. Yeah.
I mean, Fortnite kind of like. Unfortunately, Fortnite gets not my vote, but like it is one of those games that constantly updates, and they have so much money to consistently make new shit for that game. So yeah, sure, they did an awesome job, but they always do an awesome job, so it's not that surprising. Apex, I would say this year, like I was saying earlier, this year's been okay, but the end of this year, they just dropped a whole other champion, a whole new map, and a longer season. They've done, I feel like, a good job at listening to how the ranked mode needs to be changed.
Yeah.
They've done a lot, so I'd say there's like, for a consistent living game, they've done a good job of keeping people there and having a fan base grow.
Before I tell you mine, I'm looking at the nominees for last year's, and none of them were new games. Last year's nominees were Apex, Call of Duty Warzone, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. And I bet you that Apex, Fortnite, and Genshin are also nominated this year.
You're probably right.
I think Final Fantasy 14 and Warzone might be knocked off the list, but my personal one would be, again, going back to Epic purchasing them, Fall Guys. Fall Guys has changed dramatically since that purchase. They're actually putting out like new costumes pretty consistently, like actual, like, before it was like, okay, yeah, every now and then we're gonna have a license, but we're just gonna have a lot of interesting costumes. Now it's like, no, we now have Epic money behind us. We can make these license agreements, and they've had Ghostbusters. They've done a lot of franchises, like Halo. They did Halo too. I have the helmet with the cat ears, the Halo helmet with the cat ears. It's cute.
Yeah.
Cute helmet. Games for impact, which the description for this is for a thought-provoking game with pro-social meaning or message. Do you have any? Do guys have anything, or do we want to move on?
I don't know if I have anything for that one.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. I appreciate impactful games for sure, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I mean, like I said, what I've played this year was Arceus, Tunic, and Lego Star Wars. I don't think any of those really match that. Best performance, which is voice actor. Do you guys have anything for that?
Thinking. I really liked the voice actress for Aloy and Horizon Forbidden West. I think she did a really good job. She's always done a good job. She's been in a lot of other things, but I really like her voice and her acting that she did in Horizon. And honestly, just a lot of the voice acting in a lot of Horizon Forbidden West. They definitely upped their game with AI and talking to people and them being more animated and having more characteristics and yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody.
I have not played this game at all, but from what I've heard of people who have played God of War, Christopher Judge turns in quite a performance as Kratos in that game.
It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Boy. Atreus.
Best audio design for best in-game audio and sounds. Do you guys have anything, or?
I don't pay this close attention to these kind of things.
So I do have a choice for this one if you guys don't.
And go for it.
I can do it real quick. So in Lego Star Wars, it already has great sounds because Star Wars in general has great sounds. But there is one extra that you can unlock, and it's called Pew Pew. And literally every sound is someone making that sound with their mouth. So like when you have that extra turned on, like when you're firing a gun with one of the hero characters, it's just pew 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 pew. And when you have a Jedi character and they have a lightsaber, it's just someone going wow wow wow.
That is awesome.
Phenomenal. Once I unlocked that, I was like, I'm never going to turn this off. Why would I ever want to? Man, looking at the next category, which is best score / music, I'm glad that we started this year and not last year, because fuck that game title. The winner for this last year was Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139. That's worse than Kingdom Hearts titles. Nier, get better.
For sure. For sure.
But anyway, best score / music.
Cult of the Lamb.
Music?
Your Cult of the Lamb was their music was a bop, dude.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb music was really good. Yeah, no, for sure. Sifu had some pretty cool music during boss fights. It just like really went with the vibe. If I have to nail one down, yeah, Cult of the Lamb was dope. Cult of the Lamb's music track was really, really good.
Its music went way harder than it should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like if I've heard anyone really talk about the music or score of any game. One thing that I'll say, I have not heard anyone talk about it specifically, but typically this franchise has phenomenal music, so it could be no, but did it come out too late? Sonic Frontiers. I think that came out too late, so that wouldn't be nominated. I really liked Tunic's music, but I don't know that anyone's going to nominate it either. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard anyone talk about score or music in any game. Out of the 3 I've played, Tunic had the best score. Because I mean, honestly, yeah, Star Wars has great music, but it's going to have great music. So I don't know that I would put it there.
I will say that games that I play, I do follow like Reddit threads and shit for those specific games. And I will say, Cult of the Lamb is the only Reddit thread that I have ever seen where people actually mention the music,
Yeah.
like specifically the music.
There was, well, I forget the song that was playing, but Janet Garcia, I believe, was the one that posted on Twitter. Like she was playing a preview of Arkham Knights or whatever, Gotham Knights. It's Gotham Knights. And she's playing as Batgirl, and it just started playing a random licensed song that did not fit with what was going on. Hilarious. I forget what song was playing, but it was bad. Best art direction is next.
I gotta say, Cult of the Lamb, dog.
Yeah.
I like Tunic's art direction quite a bit.
Tunic was pretty good too. Yeah. I would probably go with one of those two as well.
I think the reason why I keep on saying Cult of the Lamb for so much of these is just because it was such a unique game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I do
definitely
like
unique.
sacrificing my villagers.
The next one, I think we're all going to be in agreement, is best narrative, and I would think we all would agree God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Okay.
I am joking.
I know. Yeah.
No,
There's not a story that I know of.
Oh, there's a story.
Of course, there is.
Yeah, there is. It's kind of like how Overwatch technically has a story, but like the way they tell it is actually in game. It's all the extra stuff out of game.
Yeah.
Next up, best game direction, which is for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Can we all guess what I'm going to say?
Is it Cult of the Lamb?
Maybe. And I honestly think that's probably a pretty good one too for that category.
Yeah, it does fit. It does fit.
Because I mean,
man, fuck God of War and Elden Ring. Make Cult of the Lamb Game of the Year. Shit.
It could happen.
Dude, I would be so hyped if that's actually a nomination. Like, yo, what?
Oh, I think it's going to be nominated. I don't think there's a lot of games that would qualify for Game of the Year nomination. But yeah, game direction. I mean, like people were talking, like the way to describe it is, drawing a blank on the roguelike. But yeah, roguelike meets Animal Crossing. Like no one would.
Were you talking about Binding of Isaac?
Binding of Isaac, thank you. Binding of Isaac meets Animal Crossing. Like, if you had said that to me last year, I would have been like, you're fucking out of your mind. It works.
It does. It works. It's so stupid how well it works.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good category for Cult of the Lamb. And now,
I agree.
Last but not least, Game of the Year. So as far as what we were talking about, right? And kind of funny, in one of their podcasts, they were talking about this too. So normally Game of the Year, there's 5 to 6 nominees, right? So you gotta assume that, Elden Ring and God of War are guaranteed spots, right?
Yeah.
You gotta assume that probably Kirby and Horizon are probably going to be in there too. But there's really not. I can't really think of any other category, and for game that would be in that discussion. So that 5th spot could very well be Cult of the Lamb.
Ooh.
but I don't know that Cult of the Lamb wins. But I think it could very well get a nomination.
I don't think it wins. I think either God of War or Elden Ring wins, but I do think Cult of the Lamb is definitely nominated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because there's that.
Yeah, it's definitely down to those two games.
Well, at the same time, I don't necessarily know exactly how popular Cult of the Lamb was.
I feel like it had a pretty big moment. I mean, it didn't last long, but it had its moment. It doesn't take long to beat either.
Well,
So I think it had its moment.
Like I mentioned before, the people that vote on these awards are video game journalists. And every video game journalist I heard talk about Cult of the Lamb talked about it really positively. So I think it's getting a nomination. Just based on that. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say this. I think God of War beats Elden Ring simply because it came out more recently.
I think God of War wins as well. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm enjoying it, and I love Elden Ring and I love the From Software games. But I think God of War is more my type of game, that single player narrative, wide open or wide linear experience. And the combat itself is just like combo based, and I really like that. And yeah, I'm giving it to God of War, and I think God of War is going to win. I'm hoping.
Yeah. So that's all the games, and that's all the things we are thankful for. In case you forgot that we did that in this episode too.
Yeah, we also did that. Yeah.
We're an hour and 20 minutes in now. Granted, there's several minutes being cut out. Where we had a discussion about work, but yeah, it's been a long episode, and we still have the post show. So you can go to patreon.com/thebriefingroom if you want to hear our post show. It's called the Back Pages. We also have another post show called the Editorials, which we do before the podcast to get our video game juices flowing, get that drip going. So you guys can check those out. Leave us a review on any podcast service you use, so you can find people that like us too, and build a nice little community. And then on YouTube, the XofPlays, at the XofPlays, we do have a handle for the channel now, and you can go there, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified of uploads, and hit the thumbs up. So we're going to go to the post show so we can go ahead and get going. I'm very tired. I moved. I unloaded a U-Haul an hour before I went to work. Like, gross. I spent 3 hours unloading a U-Haul, right? An hour before I went to work. And then I worked 8 hours. And then immediately after getting off work, I came to do this podcast. I am running on energy drinks and Mountain Dew right now. So... Gotcha. So let's let me
give this man peace.
Out of my misery.
Yeah, give this man peace.
So we will get to the post show and talk to you next week.